Hello and welcome to Vietnam Journal, our daily English news bulletin on NetViet VTC 10. I'm Ngọc Anh speaking from Hanoi. Every day we will bring you comprehensive and up-to-date information on Vietnam. And following our major stories on Tuesday. Moody's announces positive outlook on BIDV IPO plan. And foreign artists celebrate birthday of Hanoi music venue. The US-based credit rating firm Moody's has recently given a positive credit assessment for the equitization plan of the Bank for Investment and Development of Vietnam, or BIDV. The equitization is expected to improve the performance of the major Vietnamese lender.
In its weekly global credit research, Moody's commented that equitization will have BIDV improve its capital base and adequacy. The plan is also said to bring positive structure changes as well as enhance its financial and management transparency. Under the plan, BIDV will sell a 15% stake to foreign strategic investor in 2012, another 3% stake through the initial public offering in the domestic stock market on December 28th. Then it will sell 1% of preferential shares to the bank staff and 3% to its labor union.
DHL Express, a leading express transporter in the world, has launched a new direct flight service from its Asian major hubs to Vietnam for exporters. The launch of the new direct flights came amid growing transport demands.
The service will connect Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City, Hong Kong, and Bangkok. It provides DHL customers with significant outbound and access to the company's Air Asia network hub in Hong Kong. This new direct flight service underscores the DHL Express expansion in Vietnam. DHL Express began operating in Vietnam since 1988 through its joint venture with local VNPT Group. Last year, the express service provider handled 7,189 tons of products in Vietnam.
Vietnam and South Korea have named 2012 the year of bilateral friendship. The two countries will celebrate 20 years of bilateral diplomatic relations in 2012.
South Korean investors reportedly give priority to investing in Vietnam's processing industry, machinery and transportation next year. Those investors are interested in several localities in Vietnam, including Hanoi, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province and Ho Chi Minh City. South Korea has registered 3,000 projects with total committed capitals of over $23.65 billion in Vietnam. The two sides plan to raise the annual bilateral trade to $20 billion trade by 2015.
And following is some other economic news in brief.
A petroleum joint venture between the United Kingdom and Russia has received land allocation from the authorities of Phu Yen province in central Vietnam to build a 4 million ton a year oil refinery. The company named Vũng Rô Petroleum is seeking an engineering, procurement and construction contractor, a process that could take 8 months.
Vietnam's Cửu Long Delta has shipped 6.1 million tons of rice, totaling $3.1 billion so far this year. The figure represents a year-on-year increase of 7% in volume and 16% in value. Asia remains the Delta's largest rice importer with 63% of the export volume.
Japan is currently the largest bilateral provider of official development assistance, or ODA, for Vietnam, with a total committed amount of some $19 billion. Japan has recently pledged $1.9 billion of ODA for Vietnam in the fiscal year 2012. Our reporter had a conversation with Mr. Tsuno Motonori, Chief Representative of Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, in Vietnam. He shared some recommendations for Vietnam to improve ODA management.
Hello, Mr. Sino, and thank you for joining our talk today. Japan has pledged $1.9 billion of ODA for Vietnam in the fiscal year 2012. Why does Japan commit such a large amount of ODA for Vietnam amid the global financial turbulence?
Now, Vietnam is the most important strategic partner for Japan, And when the Prime Minister Nguyen Thanh Dung visited Japan in the end of October, both countries agreed to further strengthen this strategic partner, including the cooperation for infrastructures such as North-South Expressway, urban railways, and deep seaport development. So our government decided to further increase ODA for Vietnam. I believe that this ODA will contribute to the further development of Vietnam and also for the recovery of Japan itself.
Vietnam's incremental capital output ratio has been rising and now far exceeds that of other Asian countries. That means investment in Vietnam, particularly public investment, is inefficient. So in your opinion, what is the most important measure to address this issue?
Yes, as far as our ODA is concerned, I think that Vietnam has utilized very effectively, and there are many projects which have already completed and are contributing to socio-economic development of Vietnam. But the problem is that some projects are very much delayed compared to the original schedule because of the difficulties of land acquisition or procurement procedures. So I believe that for better implementation of public investment, Vietnam needs to improve the laws and regulations related with land acquisition or the procurement procedures.
Japan used foreign loans very effectively to rebuild the economy in the second half of the 20th century. What is the most important lesson that Japan can share with Vietnam?
In the process of reconstruction from the war, Japan utilized foreign loans, such as from the World Bank, for the purpose of improving the infrastructures, such as express railway, Shinkansen, or large irrigation schemes. For effectively utilize the foreign resources, it is very important that the government should lead the role of coordination and smooth implementation of the projects. And at the same time, in addition to the foreign resources, Japan established a very strong system to utilize the domestic resources through tax system and postal saving schemes. And the government gathered the domestic national resources and savings and redistributed them to very high priority public investment projects. I think for the sustainable system of development, it is very important that Vietnam will develop a similar system.
Thank you for joining us and hope that Vietnam and Japan have further cooperation in the future. Thank you very much.
Vietnam Journal. It's not just news, it's life in Vietnam.
Lê Khôi Nguyen, Mr. Vietnam 2012, has recently won the third runner-up title at this year's Mr. International in Thailand. This year, the male pageant contest attracts contestants from 40 countries.
21-year-old Lê Khôi Nguyên is a former professional volleyball player and is 1.86 meters tall. In 2010, Nguyen attended the supermodel contest organized by a Vietnamese magazine and won the bronze medal before being crowned as Mr. Vietnam. In this year's contest, Cesar Curry from Brazil was crowned. Meanwhile, Martin Gardavsky from Czech Republic and Steven Yoswara from Indonesia were the first and second runner-up respectively. Mr. International is an annual male beauty pageant founded in 2006 by Mr. Singapore organization. The contest is open to contestants to demonstrate their physical beauty, talents, and career achievements.
Hanoi Rock City, an emerging live music and art performance venue, has just celebrated its one-year-old birthday party in Hanoi. Many Vietnamese and foreign artists delivered exciting performances at the celebration.
Hello everyone, I'm standing in front of Hanoi Rock City today. It is mid-December and the weather is really cold, but the atmosphere here is getting super duper hot. So let's follow us to see what's going on inside.
Hanoi Rock City, a live music and art performance venue, has held a variety of music shows for both Vietnamese and foreign artists over the past year. Many of these events have grown through the course of the year. The birthday celebration today has the participation of 15 bands and artists from inside and outside Vietnam. Live art, photography, fashion, video, and other fun activities also contribute to the spirit of the night.
You know I hate to smoke, 'cause it turns my teeth yellow. And you know the dirt gets right under my fingernail.
I think it's a really, it's a nice place. It's a good venue for live music. I know a lot of expats, Westerners, come here. But I also think it's a nice place for Vietnamese people to come. A place where Vietnamese people can mix with expats.
Hanoi Rock City does not only offer performances of rock bands, but also many other genres. Many performers here are expats living in Vietnam and love Vietnamese culture, particularly this music venue. The party today is a chance for foreign artists to share their experience and feeling together and with Vietnamese audiences.
It's really, really cute. I've been with Hanoi Rock City ever since the beginning, and I've seen the first few shows, and it's really nice, like after a year, to see all the things that's changed, and it looks like fantastic now. They have better musicians now, and it's really, really nice to have a chance to have a small, intimate time to celebrate the first birthday.
Hanoi Rock City was set up by 3 Vietnamese and 1 English youngsters. HRC's events are held in cooperation with other independent organizations from Vietnam and all over the world. HRC members have put great effort to organize exciting performances.
Most of the difficulties have been consistent through the year, and we understood that it was going to be hard and difficult to do what we're trying to do, basically as the first dedicated and independent live music venue in Vietnam.
But the difficulty is that it's our mission to be able to in order to get everyone to come in and to see this as not only just a coffee shop or not only just a bar where you can come in and listen to music, but you can come in and enjoy art, like life, culture.
To HRC members, 2011 has been a really long journey. However, there is a long way for them to explore. They have planned to expand the organization and held a major HRC music festival in 2012. HRC is very eager to experiment and open its doors to Vietnamese and foreign youth to discover their talent.
Yeah, happy 1 year, Hanoi Rock City, yay! Happy birthday, HRC!
Happy birthday to Hanoi Rock City.
Happy birthday, Hanoi Rock City! Cheers!
The story about the emerging music venue in Hanoi has wrapped up our news bulletin today. For comments and feedback, please send us an email to netvietdaily@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow.